welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Scarlett here today, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button down below so you do not miss a future upload. And today's video is going to be continuing my new series, which is basically like a fangirl question tag. So this time I'm diving into the Bay City Rollers. There's about 20 questions, so without further ado, let's just see the ultimate Bay City Rollers fan tag. Okay, so I'm not like, oh my gosh, like super fan of the Bay City Rollers. I'm just like a casual Bay City Rollers fan. I've talked about them in multiple videos. And the first question is, how did you discover the Bay City Rollers first? Was it a song, family member, etc.? Deep dive moment. So the Bay City Rollers came into my life in 2015. It was like March. I want to say it was like March of 2015. How old was I? I was like 13. I compare the Rollers and like R5, who was like my like band from when I was a childhood. The Rollers were like R5 to me. And R5 is like the Rollers to me. Anyways, I don't know that's how I always compare it, because I was into them at the same time. Of course, the Rollers were from the 70s, but my mom ended up going back into her like teenage years around that time, and Twitter, Les was on there, and like she started like talking, trying to get him verified. I did a whole deep dive, and I'll link that video at the end in another video where I talked about my top 10 Bay City Rollers songs about a year ago. And it was the music. I never like fell in love with any of the members. I think I resonate towards like Les and stuff because I had like connection with him, like talking to him, and like he would talk to us and tweet, and he still follows me on Twitter, despite the fact that he passed away. So I'm still one of the 1,000 accounts that he still follows on Twitter. So I think that's very bittersweet. But yeah, 2015, my mom introduced us. Been a fan ever since. And it's funny to think I was a fan of the Rollers before the Carpenters or ABBA. Like deep dive like that, really think about it. Number 2, what was the first song you ever heard by them, and did it instantly hook you? From my memory, and I talked about this in another video, but if you're clicking on my account because of this, I'll link it at the end so you guys can go watch that other video. My first memory and song was I Only Want to Be With You, and it is specifically the live version from 76 with Ian. They're doing a live video, and there's Les is in like a blue or black like jacket with like, I think, plaid trim. I can see it in my head. If I still have the screenshot, I'll put it here of what video it is, or I'll link it in the description if I remember, because I'm terrible at linking stuff post editing and uploading. And I remember that song, just like, I don't know, it made me feel something different in my mind and soul about music. And there'll never be another Bay City Rollers. Number 3, your all-time favorite track, and don't say all of them, but like low-key same. That's the way this question's written. My favorite all-time track would have to probably be either All of Me Loves All of You, Let's Go, their cover of Be My Baby, or it's kind of funny, it is The Pie When I Say I Love You. One of those 4. Of course you probably think, well, why isn't it I Only Want to Be With You? Because that's the song that you fell in love with them first. Because that is before I dived into their discography and I know more of their songs. Number 5, favorite album. Are you more of a Roland vibe, or are you more of a Duncan era vibe? Oh, that's a very good question, because until Samantha was like really diving into the Rollers discography a couple years ago, I did not appreciate Duncan Fora's like voice after Les ultimately left because of creative differences, etc. Always felt like Duncan was trying to replace Les, but then now as an adult, I have a brain. It was 2 different versions of the Rollers. Les was the voice of the Rollers that got them on the map and like got the following, etc., etc. Duncan was definitely like the more grown-up fans of the Rollers at that point, because they all had grown up. A lot of them are now in their 20s by the time that Duncan joined the Rollers in 79, early 79. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not very good with dates when it comes to like certain things. But for favorite album, I think I'll answer it 2 ways. So my favorite album with Les would probably be either Rollin' or Dedication. And then when it was the Duncan era, either Elevator, or is it Ricochet? Is it the Ricochet album? I want to say I'm hoping that's the title. So yeah. Okay. And I can't answer this question because of my whole answer. This is number 6. Which member would have been your ultimate 70s crush? I can't pick one of them because I knew them all old. And like a lot of you fangirlies that are older now and appreciate them in their younger days as you guys were teenagers, and now that they were older, well, rest in peace to 3 of them. But I could not pick like a favorite member. I can't. If I had to pick, like, I guess maybe I'd like, again, like I said, I would lean towards less because of course I had that like fan connection, like notice my air quotes. I never do him personally, but like when he did his lives on Twitter on the, was it You Now or something back in the day, I used to chat it up with him there, which is very bittersweet knowing how I'm 24, so like I was pretty young talking to like literally a huge 70s star on Twitter, or like on Twitter, I'd tweet him or even like a couple of DMs with him. It's very bittersweet thinking about that. I guess the runner up would be Alan, because without Alan or Derek, there would be no rollers. So I guess I would say like because of the fact that Alan created the Bay City Rollers, I would say like that would be like my favorite member. Because there would be no Bay City Rollers without Alan, and of course without Les, there would have been no like moment of them being popular. Um, be honest, do you or would you wear tartan? No, not my. That's Samantha's vibe. If oh, I like this question. If you go back and attend one concert during peak Roller Mania, would you? Yes. I definitely feel like I would like want to go and see them. Probably either 77, 78 era of them. Because they were definitely trying to develop that stage presence that got ruined with the Croft show. I digress. Next question. Do you prefer their upbeat hits or their softer and more emotional songs? I'm in between. I think their softer songs, like You're a Woman, like that's a love ballad, I feel like. That one I love, but then again, upbeat, let's go, hugging and a kiss in the moonlight. Next question. If the Rollers were around today, what kind of music do you think they'd be making? I think it'd be very similar to probably like 5 Seconds of Summer, any of those like bands that are like boy bands of today, very similar to what One Direction went for, kind of. That's how I feel. That's the headspace I feel. Next question. Have you ever cried, screamed, or fully lost composure over them? No. Maybe I did. Well, I guess I could say when I found out that Les followed me back after my mom and I were like trying to get him verified and stuff, back in the day, I'd probably scream low key. I was like 13, like I said. Next question. Which song feels the most nostalgic to you? The most nostalgic song would probably be Don't Let the Music Die, because I feel like, as I think I've said, or even I think I'm stealing Samantha's words, sorry. We can't, as the fans, let the music die. Their music is their legacy, and as their legacy, we the fans, no matter if we're as young as 13, whether we're as old as our 70s, as some of the members are today, we keep their legacy alive and we don't let the music die. Next question. If you could interview one member from any of the lineups, so it even has like Nobi on here, listed like Nobi, etc. What would it be? Who would it be? And what would you ask? I definitely feel like I would love to have interviewed probably, see, I guess I'm a Les fan indirectly, Les or Alan for sure, to pick their brains, especially because Alan was in the band, left, then came back, and then you know how that went. Les because of the fact that he was like brought in, became the voice. And then, of course, he left on creative differences. Then they all reunited in the 80s to do like this big old like breakout album and stuff, to see and pick his brain at that. Next question. Favorite lyric that just hits different? Ooh. I don't know if I have a favorite lyric. I will say that I would say that I resonate towards like a lot of the songs of like where my favorite spaces right now is off of the Strangers in the Wind album. Maybe Strangers in the Wind, like literally that, well, just Strangers in the Wind, that like lyric maybe, because it feels like everybody, whether you know them or not, there are a lot of things that you don't know about another person and you're just strangers in the wind. Second to last question. What's your main character moment? Bay City Roller song. Probably like main character moment. Ooh, oh gosh. Maybe Elevator. Maybe Elevator. Oh no, yeah, Ride My Elevator. What's the other one that? Oh, Turn on the Radio. What am I thinking? Turn on the Radio reminds me of me and Sissy. Quick story time. The reason why I say main character moment, it always reminds me of the time we went to Colorado in August of 23, because literally the Wi-Fi from the hotel was so crappy, and on Spotify, because we have Spotify Premium, the only song that was like downloaded that was able to be played was Turn on the Radio. So, it felt very much like that was like a movie song track for like the whole trip for some reason. I don't know. That's the way I feel. And then tag one person that needs to fall down the rollers rabbit hole ASAP. Well, I don't know if about falling down the rollers rollers rabbit hole ASAP. Anybody that's watching this video is probably a big, huge Basic Roller fan. So if you want to do this video tag, definitely like follow along with the questions, and like you should do this on your own social media platform. But I was gonna say, if it's telling somebody to do this tag, sissy, this is your turn to do this tag. But that is all the questions for the Ultimate Basic Rollers Fangirl tag. If you made it this far in this video, thank you guys so much for watching this new tag video on my channel. I absolutely love doing these like little questionnaires, like fangirl moment tags. They definitely make you think on the spot, because like I do not like preference. I don't pre-screen any of the questions that I go and like Google and print. Just to make it more of a raw reaction. Like if you guys watched my Andy and BG's one, I literally started laughing in the middle of that one because I did not pre-read that one question in that video. But if you guys are enjoying these, give this a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe because it is free. And I'll catch you guys in one of my next videos. I hope you soon. Love you. Bye.